Welcome to the 183rd broadcast of the T-Row Show. It's your host, Keith. Now, folks, this might be a little bit longer show than normal because I have a lot to show you. A lot of paperwork and everything else. And I know that there's a lot of people that have been watching this fiasco, what they considered a fiasco, between this government, the government of the United States of America, and Anna von Reitz. Well, that's a much larger story there, a much bigger story than what's going on. So I had to go in and dig into a lot of archives in order to show you what is happening and who the actual parties are that are working through the Anna von Reitz platform that was created. Okay, so I'm going to start showing you some old documents and things like that. That when we make a claim, we really do make a claim. In other words, we're not lying. So I'm going to show you the documents that we're talking about, and then you're going to see clearly what's been going on and who the parties are that's been implementing all this other kind of crap. And first of all, we did tell you that Anna was trying to steal this government. At least I did. I told everybody that she's trying to steal this government. It's what she's doing. Because I've been seeing a whole lot more than what everybody else has been seeing. So when I say that, I really mean it. She was trying to steal it. She's not going to get it. There's just no way it's going to happen. But the point being is we've been set up. And I'm going to show everybody. But I kind of let them set us up so that we can show what's been happening. All right? And what's been happening to the country. All right, let me see if this is it right here. I believe it is. Okay, this was the last posting we put up, was on 7/2, it was about 2 days ago. Oh, by the way, happy Independence Day for all those that support that and celebrate it. So here it is right here. She was really slick about doing it. And I've been watching her do it. Okay, so let me, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you another document here it is. This little one-pager deal. Where it started was this little declaration that she put together, or I don't even think she did it. I think it was other people that did it. They did it right here. This declaration right here. Lawful government of this country. Okay, and this is that Declaration of the Naturalization Act of July 1779. No such thing, guys. There's no national. I think it was in Maryland, but there's no national Naturalization Act of July 1779. That's a lie. Just letting you know. This right here is a lie. So everybody that signed this, you signed a lie. All right, and I'm going to show you that she's trying to steal this too, but it's not actually her, it's people behind her that's doing it. I'm going to show you here in a minute. It's pretty cool. But we do have, at least we have intent now. We didn't have intent before. We've got it now. So she's toast when that happens. All right, let's share. Okay, so she was setting it up to steal the government, and that's what she was trying to do. We are still here, the lawful government of the United States of America. There it is right there. That's where she tried to steal it. She's trying to steal the country. And people were saying, well, there's no way that can be done. There's no, you know what, where's your proof? Where's your proof? I'm going to show you the proof. All right. First of all, I have to start in one specific area, which is right here. Commits a crime, very serious. Yeah, there were very serious crimes. Okay, got it. I'll get it together here in a minute, folks. Just give me some time. All right. The government of the United States of America has nothing to do with the United States of America Limited from Scotland. Now, we put this out on 6/22. Ever since then, hell has been breaking loose from over in that camp. Now, why is that? I put it out there just to see what was going to happen. And ever since that happened, that camp over there around Anna has been freaking out, putting all these notices out and doing this and doing that. So we just started leaning up everything they got. And we have a right to do that because she's a fugitive. Okay, we're stopping her from committing the fraud that she's doing. So we put in there, we finally found that some inhabitants have been lying about when it comes from the government of the United States of America and publishing a false narrative as far as association is concerned. The government of the United States of America has no association with the United States of America Limited. It has never had any association with the United States of America Limited. When we put this out, the lie was there. When the lie started coming out, it got worse. Okay, they started coming after us more and more and more. Okay, and then we find it. Okay, somebody put it on YouTube or on Facebook. So we got all the information and everything, started looking things up. This was the White House, Montgomery, Lothian, Scotland. Okay, they were saying they were saying that in order to steal the government of the United States of America, they have to put us in a different place. So this is the modus operandi, the MO. Okay, if you want to steal something, steal the original, and then claim that the guy who had it, the people that were in possession, are in possession of the fake one, and you're in possession of the real one. Okay? So you're going to say, oh, no, this is the organic one, meaning the one we already have. We've been working on for a long time. I'm going to show you the proof of that here in a minute because nobody ever expected us to have any of these documents. The one that we've been working with for a very long time, they steal it and then claim that you're a fake because, oh, you're a scam. And, oh, by the way, the guy who's working with it is a thief, which, by the way, oneheaven.org and Franco Collins, he got an email from me. And, yes, he's going to get his ass sued here in just about a week or two. His name is going to be all over the place as the biggest freaking lying piece of shit you can possibly imagine because we got all kinds of evidence on him because Anna called him and told him that we had stolen all his stuff. He knows the truth that we never did. And he knows he has nothing to do with the reign of the heavens, and he never came out against it. He's just as guilty. All right, so don't think about it, Frank. We're going to be exposing your sorry ass here in a little while. Now, the United States of America Limited. This was a Scottish country of Scotland. And it made sense, it started making sense to people. It says, well, date of incorporation, 6/22/2010. This was the only thing we could find. All right, we have the other one, which is United States of America Incorporated. And of course, people, the modus operandi here is, oh, we have the original, yours is the corporation. That's Anna. That's her deal. We have the original, yours is the corporation, even though you had the original in the first place. So they go and steal the car, okay, just as a scenario. They steal the original car and then say, you never owned this car because your car was a fake one. It was fake ownership, okay, or it was a corporation, which I don't know why they have anything to do with why they are so against corporations. I have no idea. Not to say that we are. I'm just saying it's they use that prejudice in that patriot movement. In and all, hereby notice to cease and desist any and all publications that claim any form of association with the aforementioned subject matter. You got your notice to cease and desist. Stop saying that the government of the United States of America is a corporation. It never was. And that it had anything to do with the United States of America Limited. See, they started freaking out when we got this particular Scottish thing, and you're going to see why here in a few minutes. We thought it was very hilarious. On another part of this whole thing, keep in mind, folks, I've been doing this for a very long time. Back in the 90s, started way back early in the 90s, okay? Every patriot group that I have ever been around, which I am trying to get away from, by the way, I can't stand them. I hate going or even them even associating with me, Okay? I'm just letting you know. What I mean by Patriot Group is they put together all these little processes using forms like IRS forms or Treasury forms or UCC forms and all this other kind of crap. And they always promise at the end of that, you'll have two things: freedom and money. Freedom and money, and three things: power. They all lure you in to say, if you do this particular document, which is crap, by the way, if you do this particular document, you're going to be rich at the end of the rainbow. If this document shows up to that office, you're going to get results, and it's going to be a lot of money. We'll get our gold back. Now you have the authority to get your gold back. Well, it never was your gold, but okay. Never was your gold. That gold came from China. The Federal Reserve got their gold from China. Now you understand the relationship between them and China. And they stole the gold from the 6 families in China. That gold that was under the towers belonged to China. Just keep it in mind. And the gold certificates they use as wallpaper in China. I'm not kidding. That's the story. Not going to get into the story, but that is the story. All right, so just keep that in mind. There is no pot of gold at the end of the documents. There's no, I'm going to get rich, or I'm going to get my treasury account, and I'm going to have $4 billion in all the money I'm going to get. You can make all the claims in the world. All the claims in the world. It's not going to be there. There's nothing there. And we keep trying to say that to everybody, but they want to listen. They want to believe that there's got to be some kind of money out of this nightmare that I'm in. And all that is just work your way out of the nightmare. Think your way out. That's what it's about. And that's what we do. Think your way. Concentrate and focus on what you're doing. Quit listening to these gurus that keep promising you all this BS. Oh, just fill out this document. Oh, let's fill out a baby deed, okay? A deed deals with property. That's it. Are you property? No. Is your body property? No. So why put a deed on it? Think about it. Kind of a stupid idea, isn't it? When you think about it, instead of just sitting and listening to somebody going, oh, you do this and you'll get the pot or the gold at the end of the rainbow. Okay? Not going to happen. So first we got to get to this national thing. We're going to let you know where it came from and then who started hijacking it. Okie doke. So we got the Scottish thing. Now, let's go into, we'll go to the national thing. Well, I'll go back to the national thing in a minute. I'm sorry. Let's go to the Scottish thing. All right. Here's the application for it. It's the United States of America Limited. This is the app for it. As far as the business end of it is concerned, it's been around for a long time. Well, actually, no, it hasn't. It's been around for just a short period of time. However, signatory of COSIC Limited, authorized signatory of COSIC Limited. Hello? You've got United States of America Limited. It's in Scotland. Authorized signature of COSIC Limited. You can't really read that little scratch, can you? Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Now, who's the main guy who are the investors in this? Okay, and I shut it off and turn it back on so I know that that's switching. Sometimes on Zoom it doesn't switch. The picture doesn't switch. You're seeing the last document, and I'm talking about another one. Cosic Limited. It's the main investor. Officers of the company, the United States of America Limited. The SIC codes, actually, this is the Pentagon right here. White House, 78 Montgomery, Edinburgh, Lothian, I'm sorry. All right. So this is their company's house. And company secretary, Cosic Limited. Cosic Limited. Person, Mr. James Stewart, McMeekin. Our guess is that's fake. Nationality Scots, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Share capital. Currency, GBP, blah, blah, blah. And it goes on and on. All right. Now, Cosic, why were we associated with this? Oh, I don't know. Due to the fact that there's a major problem with that particular situation. And that problem is, has a lot to do with a very well-known organization called none other than NSA. Right here. Okay, let me bring this up a little bit bigger. Okay, this will be a lot bigger. How about that? Let's bring this up. Okay, now when you look this up, there's a big timeline, 1951, 1952, 1953. HIACOM publicly announces large-scale students mutual assistance program. By the way, which is the mutual assistance program was the main issue. That's how the bankers got in to giving out loans to people instead of institutions. They came under Sputnik. That tried the Russian tragedy deal, where Russia got to space first. And they said, we got to go and get all this education done. So they came up with the National Emergency Education Act. And it created the Students Mutual Assistance Program. And the what they call the so-called national debt spiked through the roof. Okay, here's Council on Foreign Relations, March 13th, right there, agrees to assist HIACOM. HIACOM notifies NSA of new entity. It keeps going, NSA International Projects. NSA National Offices, office moves to Boulder, Colorado. November, Ingram and Denzer submit NSA International Prospectus to U.S. government psychological strategy board with a budget of $100,000. Second International Student Conference in Edinburgh, Scotland establishes COSEC, ISC Coordinating Secretariat to be located in Leiden, the Netherlands. Huh. Back to the Netherlands again. HIACOM, CFR, Council of Foreign Relations, discuss future funding requirements. U.S. State Department asks Olaf to lead COSEC. Okay. So make it look like we're CIA, right? The CIA launches a funding conduit foundation for youth and student affairs, FYSA, which supports the NSA, the ISC, and COSEC, COSEC. Did we do all the connections on this? Yes, we got all the connections on this. We did our homework, all right? COSEC begins operation in Leiden. Now, why Leiden? Leiden, whatever the hell you call it, the Netherlands. Well, it just happens to be a source of Leiden University, which we thought was interesting. Leiden University, we got a couple of photos here. This is Carola van den Bruinhorst, whatever the hell her name is, I don't care. As a partner in the international tax practice in Amsterdam. I just thought it was interesting that Leiden University teaches American tax law. Now, why would Leiden University teach American tax law? That doesn't make any sense, did it? Does it? And this is the address, the Netherlands, right here, this lady. Okay. They do teaching and research. Let me see what we got. You can look this up yourself. It's very easy to figure out. That Leiden University has a lot of people that a lot of very famous people go to this university. You can look that up too. Just tells you this guy was a part of what? The International Bar Association. Looky there. Leiden University is connected to who? The Rothschilds in the City of London. So the Rothschilds in the City of London connected to Leiden University through Leiden, through COSEC, through the United States of America Limited, to we were a Scottish, we were the United States of America Corporation Scottish organization that was debunked, right? In our claim, right? Isn't that what we were told that we were? Instead of the original one that through Anna von Wright's brand, they're trying to steal. You get it? Now, this is this happens quite a bit. And what they do is they have the same issue or do the same exact thing. See, back in the day, this is actually hidden now. This is when Anna was using her full, she was using most of her full name. This had to go on the Wayback Machine because it was on a particular website that's down now. And I guess they thought it was over. But they do the same thing right here. Business as the United States, Inc., doing business as State Alaska, has functioned as a secondary trust management organization charged with fiduciary obligation of fulfilling all service contracts of the bankrupted United States of America Incorporated during this chapter and blah, blah, blah. Throughout this whole thing, they say that this entity is incorporated. Okay. And I'll show you, I've got a picture of this. And the one they have is not. Okay. They were doing the same exact thing back in 2014. They got all upset because we did a review on this. And this is when we ended up on the Anna radar. And that's when they started attacking me personally with the same thing that the CIA told Jonathan in California. That's a whole other story. Okay? Jonathan was an international police officer we were working with and knew a lot about what was going on in this country and everywhere else. And the same story they told him, which he was stupid enough to believe, they told Anna, and Anna started coming up with the same crap. I was in Costa Rica. I mean, hell, I did everything but you know, eat and sleep and everything else. I mean, that's, you know, I was the biggest criminal on the planet. And the CIA did that. The CIA has been following us all the way through. They're doing everything they can do to do what? Steal the original country. The same exact thing they did to me back in trying to get our claims of the meets and bounds and seaward boundaries back in 2010. The exact same thing. They've been trying to do it, and they've been trying to do it for the last 10 years, and now they think they have a complete through Anna, and they don't have a complete because now we got her ass. We have the whole damn thing leaned. Now what you going to do? Checkmate. Bitch. All right. It says, this is your individual and personal notice that not only are governors of the United States of America, Inc., now the governors are working for Inc., right? Not authorized to empower or pledge private property of any American national. What does she start doing? She starts using the American national. Upper and lowercase n. That's where they started. This was the first time they actually started it, and this is what they did. They were stealing that. Now, why were they? What do you mean by stealing that? We did a review on it. And the review, a lot of people don't realize, in the matter of Anna Marina, Wilhelmina, Hannah, Sophia, and James Hazen Belcher, right? says the Committee of the Human Rights Tribunal has reviewed claims by the parties in the of the title of the international public notice. There are some major discrepancies in the claims that need to be addressed. However, most of the information could be considered sound if coming from the proper authority and the discrepancies are cured. According to the history of the country from 1775 to today, the Constitution for the United States of America never existed. It never existed, folks. That was a psyop by the CIA, telling everybody that there was this Constitution here, and they were running it through who? Anna. Most of the men that signed the Declaration of Independence were killed for signing the document and did not have time to write a constitution. Right after this particular review, man, I got deathly attacked on this one. The term American national did not exist until November 14, 2011. Why? I'm going to show you that in a minute. It's because the term American national, lowercase n, of the United States did exist at the time to verify the minor status to the United States of America. Okay? We're the ones that came up with a major and minor. Get it? We're the ones that came up with all of it. We're the ones that figured it all out. Anna's plagiarizing. She's making it appear as if it's coming from her. The quote, Anna Marina, private attorney in service to His Holiness Pope Francis in care of this box and everything, end quote. A private attorney cannot speak for two separate countries unless there's a verifiable contract to do so. And we didn't give her a contract. Any attempt to claim authority that does not exist, mainly power of attorney, is an international crime and can be prosecuted to the full extent of the law of nations. So, Francis, I'd suggest you call your dog off, okay, before you get your ass hurt in this whole deal. Have been neutralized as American nationals. It says these guys have been neutralized, nor have any oath or affirmation to the entity, the United States of America. Therefore, are trespassing on another international entity under the title of nobility of a foreign entity, and are claiming to do so as natural persons, or in other words, living man and woman, which is a private capacity of two individuals. These types of claims cause confusion and misrepresents the condition of the whole country as a whole. They also damage any work that has been done by the naturalized American nationals because the aforementioned individuals have nothing invested, nothing at risk in the United States of America. Further, the affirmed American nationals have not issued any orders in the name of them, of these two. We didn't tell them to do anything. So they weren't authorized to do anything in that particular deal here. Y'all forget about Wayback Machine, man. Statements made in this nature are notwithstanding. Be it known that these are the and other individual American nationals now exercise their birthright upon the land of the organic states united by the Articles of Confederation of 1781. Didn't she say, right here, that she said that didn't that was inferior to her claim, right? You see what the CIA is doing? They claimed it right there. And that they have full and unimpeded right to act as judges in these organic states. Well, that's lowercase letter states, so that's a state within a state. Then what happened was, as I said, state within a state, and somebody heard state of states. They started using it. But it's the same MO. Split the entity into, one's a corporation, one's the real one, and they always have the real one. It's the same MO. Been doing this for years, okay? To issue orders related to their administration and demand compliance with all the articles of the National Trust Indenture, the commercial service contract known as the Constitution for the United States of America. That's right here. We never authorized that. And all related international treaty provisions owed to us by the United States of America, minor, and the United Nations and the city-state of Westminster and any successors, executors, and blah, blah, blah. This was all BS. Okay? Any statements made by them are be considered as entertainment and education only, and not to be considered official in nature as speaking for international entity, the United States of America. I'm going to show you why. You're going to see all the documents tonight, or today. The Law of Nations is internationally recognized document as proper international protocols, written as a guide for relations by and between countries. International protocols are being ignored by the aforementioned individuals, and therefore notwithstanding under international law. The aforementioned individuals are welcome to properly naturalize themselves through the United States of America, like we've been saying for years, at any time and discipline themselves accordingly by doing so. Claiming a nationality from the United States of America, 1781, is their human right. 11/13/2014. Okay? Here's this one here. In case anybody doesn't know, Anna Maria, all the Richenstein and all this crap, private attorney in service to His Holiness Pope Francis. It's a foreign country, folks. It's right here. In her name, under seal, April 11th, 2014. She did this. This was an old website that is now offline. They thought this was gone. You forgot about Wayback Machine. It's a lot of crap in here, but they're saying the exact same thing. 3 different constitutions, to this and to that, but we have the right one. Okay? Back in 2014, she wasn't talking about the Articles of Confederation. Now she's trying to talk about the government of the United States of America, something she's not a part of. That is her trying to rip off the Philippines and their gold. That's all she's doing. And I don't know if we've notified them yet, but we will be notifying the Philippines that a private attorney for Pope Francis is trying to steal their gold. We'll be telling them about that. All right. There are 2 different populations being served. American nationals pay for their services. She says it right here. Okay. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, because this is a lot of this is too small to read. Yes, I have this in. I have this in Word doc. A little bit easier. This is at the end. You're welcome to read all that crap. U.S. citizens are allowed to be present on the land of the organic states. Okay, now we're into what is it called? Titles of nobility under the American nationals. So she's coming in and saying, "We are higher than thee and thou." We tell them all this time. Pay for your services and are owed our good faith, service, and dedication. In other words, American nationals pay for your services. Okay, our little puppets. She always does this, and well, that's actually done by the CIA. U.S. citizens are allowed to be present on the land of the organic states, but operate at present under a different government and are not owed the same protections, rights, and guarantees because we are better than them. All American nationals are owed all the protections of their national trust indenture and commercial service contract known as the Constitution for the United States of America. Load of crap. Okay. And any law, rule, statute, or code serving to infringe upon them or their material rights in contravention of their Constitution in violation of the law of the land and the supreme law of the land. That's what? That came from who? That would be the Dutch. So they're already trying to take us, the real American nationals, under a constitution that never existed. They started way, way back then. We were busy rebuilding the country and revamping it. And they were attacking us already. So keep in mind, the CIA is not your buddy. They don't want you to have a nationality. They're there to protect the 3 city-state empire. They're not there to protect the country. By the way, this was all crap. Okay, we already showed you. This Constitution never existed. Those are real American nationals. Well, they started stealing this this term right here from us. And and people say, well, what are you talking about? That's been around here for years. Actually, it hasn't. It has not been around here for years, because if I went over it a little bit too quickly, I'm going to go back to it. The term American national did not exist until November 14, 2011. That was the first time that we had revamped or actually amended the Articles of Confederation of 1781. When we claimed them in 2000, it was around 2010, 2011, we claimed and waited 6 months and then went ahead and started amending it. We didn't want to trespass on anybody else, so this was the American national of the United States. That was a lowercase n. Go look it up. This term didn't exist before that. We did that to verify a minor status to the United States of America. Okay. So now you're going to say, well, that's crazy. How could that happen? Believe it or not, there's a lot of theft that goes on in this country. Okay, so I'm gonna show you right here. This is the Articles of Confederation as amended. This one was done on the 5th day of September 2012. I couldn't find the 2011 one. I'm still looking for that. But this is the one in 2012. And what does it read? American nationals. It's one we created right here. Affirmed American nationals and American nationals, furthermore amended on the 5th day of September. Okay, this was the Articles of Confederation as amended. We did this, the Confederacy shall be, the style for this Confederacy shall be the United States of America as amended from the 13 United States of America, that was in the Declaration of Independence, and the United States of America as amended. Retains its sovereignty, freedom, independence, and every power. This is what we did. Okay. This was another one. This was the 2013. This is all the kind of stuff that we were doing while everybody else was out there trying to steal everything we were doing. Same difference, same thing. It started getting more. What do you call it? We changed the seal. We moved everything, all of our claims from the meets and bounds and everything under the new seals and under the new flags every time we did it. We kept changing the flags. That was that one. Okay, back to here again. Let me go ahead and stop and then restart. Make sure you're seeing this. And this is our coat of arms here. And the General Post Office, same thing. As always, okay. Back here. That's when it got really long. And there you go. There's Keith Edward. And there's others that have been involved in this. That's me, okay. And then there's an enactment clause. Then we came in with the Reign of the Heavens. That was started. There was all kinds of things that we were doing because we had discovered the Reign of the Heavens in 2012. And so we were trying to bring this country into the Reign of the Heavens, which we ended up doing, which goes all the way back to the original survey, which is Genesis 1 through Yahushua, Jesus. So you have chain of title all the way back to that. So anybody that joins this government, the government of the United States of America, not this crap one that she's trying to do. And I'm going to show you the fraud and what she's doing here in just a minute, or actually the CIA is doing. We're trying to get your chain of title all the way back so you can get your inheritance, and your inheritance is an identity, eternal life, all these things that are actual riches, not minerals in the ground. Nobody gives a crap about that. But you do have the ability to claim the minerals in the ground and bring manufacturing back and all these things and start making a little bit of money. That's what this is about. To have the authority to claim minerals, mineral rights, and everything else. That's what inheritance is. And to inherit the kingdom through Yahushua, that's what it's all about. Being a part of the Incun account and bypassing any church so that you can have a direct relationship through the mediator and to the Most High, your Father in heaven. That's what it's about, folks. So we put in enactment clauses in there, and we did all kinds of stuff there, and we ended up removing some of that because it was looking like we were going for a world government here, and I didn't feel comfortable with it. Here's all of the remove and replace. This is what we did. These are all the notes that we have. Okay, and then we did another one here. This was let me close these two. Okay, that was that one. All right, same thing. All right. Then we had a Declaration of Independence of 2013. This one is actually fairly short. for the people, for the United States of America. See, we've been using this for a long time. The original Confederacy, which was the organic one, it wasn't incorporated. It has nothing. There was no such thing as the United States of America Incorporated. That was a split that the CIA did through ANA, CIA and MI6, both of them working together. Because I believe there's MI6 going on in Michigan with that one Michigan Assembly guy. I can't remember his name. Gilman, I think, is Robert Gilman. They keep splitting it and saying, "Oh, you have the incorporated one, we have the real one." They do that all the time. When we've always had the real one, they're just stealing it. They don't want anybody to see. That's how you steal shit in plain sight. Okay. So the Confederacy of 1781 brought forward to the present time, hereby declare independence from the Lawyers Guild. So they didn't like this. The CIA didn't like it. American Bar Association, CIA didn't like that. The 50 states of the United States, these were states within states. They were called U.S. states, and those were illegal under the law of nations. You can't have a state within a state, and you also can't create a state without in the boundaries of another state, according to their constitution. That's why they're trying to get rid of their constitution. According to their constitution, you can't create a state within the boundaries of another state. It doesn't work. Of the United States of America, the International Judges Association, the International Bar Association, that's Rothschild, and any other association, city, states, corporate, private, or political entity for irreconcilable differences. This was done on July 4th, 2013. Alrighty then. So we have all these were older people that were here before. So this was brought forward. We had changed this. Now people started having problems with the word Confederacy because this generation can't think past the Civil War. So obviously, because we're using Confederacy of 1781, we've got to be racist, That's what they do. It's just dealing with a dumber, a dumb generation. Okay. Now, in case anybody was wondering what we were, as far as what form of government, here is our declaration of elections of 2013. This was our first election. We have our elections on the first and on every odd year. The other has them on the corporation has them on their even years, but we have ours in the odd years. So we're in 2021 will be our next election. This is it right here. Second day of December 2013. This was a year before they were started taking and stealing the American national term for themselves and started to try to put us under some kind of other constitution that never existed. You see, that's called trafficking in persons. We keep telling them that. All right, so I'll show you at the end where you guys have been trafficked that signed that declaration. Here's all the voters. Okay, this is all the voters that we put together. This is a certified copy. And what we did was we had our own elections, which was actually exciting for us. On December 1st, 2013, we had to have 50% so that my original claims could be transferred over of meets and bounds and everything could be transferred to the government. So I had a declaration that I had to sign. We didn't know at the time, it should have said official record, but it doesn't matter. We knew what it was because it said minutes of the meeting. It was acting like it was a private organization. It wasn't. That was a mistake there on our part, but that's okay. It's, we learned from it. All these people had oaths and affirmations to the United States of America. And since then we've corrected this to the official record. It's a public record is what this is. It's not a private record. These were the complete amendment notes that we had back in 2013. These are all the notes that we did. The sentence supreme law of the land is hereby removed and replaced with law of the grantors. Term of this Constitution shall be removed and replaced with Articles of Confederation as amended. Okay, and we got that. Then what we did was we had the that was the Declaration of Elections, so we'll just close that. Then we had the act of memorialization of the Articles of Confederation on the first one that we did. This was November 14, 2011. This is the one I could find. We did have I could find that. I couldn't find the original one. I have to go look for it again. But it only came to me to look for it today. So an act of memorialization of the Articles of Confederation and its authors. Okay, and this is the old flag that we had. We replaced that thing because it was just ugly. Because the Articles of Confederation never had a flag. So just keep that in mind. It was never the 13-star flag. If you go read the notes, it was the states only approved that the 13-star and 13-stripe flag after the Articles of Confederation. They never approved it before, so you gotta watch that. So we had a flag, and we used this as the seal. Considering the historical facts of 1776 through 1783, and with all due respect to the honor and men and women who dedicated their lives, property, and sacred honor for the formation of the United States of America. You see, folks, right there? That's not the incorporation. There was no incorporation. That was a lie perpetrated by the CIA through Anna and her pen name. They've been lying to you for a long time, since 2014. Through the Articles of Confederation is brought forward to the present time, as amended with the intent and purpose to perfect the original intentions established thereby. And remember, what has been the most consistent seal throughout all this? The General Post Office. That seal. On November 14, 2011, the General Postmaster Council for the United States of America amended the Articles of Confederation in order to reestablish the sovereignty of the original Union styled the United States of America and to bring about the peaceful settlement of disputes. Additionally, a further amendment was completed to correct the legal discrepancies created by the divergence of styles within the Articles of Confederation and the Declaration of Independence, and therefore bind the two documents together. And so the United States in Congress assembled hereby honors those who came before us and gave the full measure of commitment, and by such honor affirm that they would not have sacrificed their lives, property, and honor in vain. The United States in Congress assembled, acting of, by, and for the people of this land, hereby put forth this act, having the right to claim their separate and equal station among the powers of the earth, and to establish their separate and equal station to which the law of nations and law of nature and the law of nature's God entitles them. So memorialized on this 4th day of June, 2012, by the United States in Congress assembled, with the United States in Congress assembled to reconvene on a future day certain. And what we did this in 2012. We had, these were interim officers. Whereas actually it's the original signatories too, to the social compact. And I was imagine nobody even realized that we had a social compact, because it all started out as a social compact. Okay. Act as memorialize means when you memorialize something, you honor it or do something so it will be remembered. If you want to remember a summer trip taken with friends, you could make a photo album full of pictures you took to memorialize it. That's all it is when you do an act of memorialization. Okay. People often ask us, where do you have the authority to do this? Well, first of all, when you create a country, you first have to create or claim the metes and bounds. Notice the CIA is not trying to do that. They haven't tried to claim the metes and bounds yet. They'll try, but can't do it because it's already been done. The United States of America, this was a land patent and just happened to be a part of it. The United States of America, this was back in 2009. Okay. Now, you can't claim the metes and bounds and seaward boundaries of a corporation, folks. It doesn't work that way because corporations can't own property. Well, they can in a way, but anyways, I'm not going to get into it because I'm not getting into that nightmare. What's corporation crap? Okay, I'm not going to get into that. That argument goes around and around in circles for forever. The United States of America was founded in the year 1776 along the east coast of North America, wedged between British Canada and Spanish Mexico. The original country consisted of 13 states and territory that extended west of the Mississippi River. Since the year 1776, a variety of treaties, purchases, wars, and acts of Congress have extended the territory of the United States of America as we know it today. Now that was the beginning of that patent. This is the land patent I'm showing you right here. I had created, I went through and brought all the meets and bounds and seaward boundaries. That was a land patent assignment number 8929. Okay. And it was done March 3rd, right here, 1233. It was translation year 1995. Gee. So I had witnesses on it and everything else. Furthermore, is ordained and established by the new covenant. Let's talk about the new covenant, Jesus and the new covenant. This is where the authority came from. And after the 2013 election, I transferred 51% of this claim over to the government of the United States of America. And after that, it's been the full amount to the government of the United States of America, so that people could claim their lot within the country. So you see how horrible it is when the CIA through Anna keeps trying to steal it. There's the bankers and everything. You get it now? Why this is, what this war is about? Has nothing to do with Anna. She's a freaking idiot. She's not that smart. She's getting a lot of help. They're just hiding behind her. Okay. And there were the witnesses, and there's my, that's the seal that I had, family, Livernois, and that's my signature. And this has been at the National Great Registry for a long time. So where do you have the authority? We have the authority through a bilateral social peacetime here, which none of you have, by the way, unless you sign one. The bilateral peacetime social compact agreement establishing the private organic laws for the United States of America. This right here is what the authority is through the law of nations. So this is why it's funny when the CIA tries to steal this through Anna. Okay, when they try to steal it, you can't steal it because you don't have a bilateral social compact. You don't have the authority. All you're doing is just a claim jumper. So now that we have the intent of you guys wanting to steal the government of the United States of America, you're freaking toast. Get it? It's over. You're done. Jesus sees you. Our Father in heaven sees you. Everybody sees you now. Everybody sees what you're trying to do. You're a joke. You're a freaking nothing more than a bunch of damn thieves. You're a joke. All the crap you've ever claimed against me, out the window. Thieving bastards. Okay, so here it is right here. This is the certified copy that we have. And this has been amended from the 18th of February, 2013. We amended it in 17 and 18. Okay. The one we had before was in 2010, which was September. I think it was September 19th or September 17th. We had done it in 2010. We had that social compact. And we have all those records too. Communication routes. This was all the social compact that we agreed to. And there's my signature. There's other people's signatures on it. Some of the same people that have been here, same old people I call them, that we've been in social compact together for a long time. And these are all the amendments and everything that we've done. We kept chain of title through the whole thing. There was the land patent was given into the social compact and then transferred to the government. Okay, now here's the end of the road here. This was the last amendment we did with the Articles of Confederation, which was 2015. And this is where we made it to where only general postmasters could be a part of this government. The rest had to go to their states of the Union. Now, we were the ones that introduced the states of the Union. Now they're trying to steal it over there again. Instead of just going through and doing your resident declaration and going over and settling your state, what they think is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And here's the same date, November 14, 2011. It was under that other flag, and then we transferred it over to this flag. Is you're not under the government of the United States of America when you're going through. You're just going through it. But see, what happens is that people have what they call a bromance. And for some reason, they fall in love with the government of the United States of America. We have no idea why. Because, I guess, because it's so easy. We make it easy, and we don't do it on purpose. It's just what we do. And people just fall in love with it. And when they don't settle their state and they start giving us a bunch of shit and attacking us, which is what they do, we just reverse their residency and say, go back. We don't have time to deal with this. You don't have a right to attack us. We're not your parents. Okay. So whatever's going on in your head, that's you. All right. Or we catch them in some kind of fraud, doing some kind of fraudulent act. Every time you see somebody leaving here going, that Keith's a dictator, he's an asshole, he's this, he's that, but we just caught him in some kind of fraud, and there's evidence against him. That's what happens. That every single time, not just one time, it happens every time. I've got tons of witnesses that have seen it over and over again. Okay, that's what you're seeing, and then we've got this the CIA constantly interfering with what's going on through Anna von Reitz, through her under her picture and under her penmanship, pen name. She doesn't do this herself. You see how it gets. What they try to do is they try to say, well, see, over here is major and minor, and up here it's over here, and this is the way it is over there, and this is the way. They're doing that to make it appear as if they're intelligent. That there's no way you could have figured this out, when 99% of it's bullshit. How come I know? Because I know. You can't lie to somebody that knows the truth. So there's no way. Every time she opens her mouth, she's lying. Every time she said something, she's lying. Because I know the truth. And the truth is, states of states and all this other jazz are nothing more than what you call instruments of theft. That's all they're trying to do. The CIA is trying to steal it. Because they're trying to protect their three-city-state empire, because right now the three-city-state empire is trespassing on the states of the Union, and we know it. And they don't like that we know that. And we're a witness there. And we're holding the metes and bounds and seaward boundaries of the country. And they don't like that either, because it goes against their New World Order and world government. And by the way, just to let everyone know, Hillary has already made a deal with China and Russia to invade the country on her behalf, so she can become a part of the next communist regime. She wants to be ahead of that. The Clintons do. So just letting you know, off the top of my head, that's what all this violence is about. This is what BLM is about. This is what all it's about. The Clinton machine and all that kind of shit. So it is what it is. Now here it all is here. Convention, August 5th, 2015. We came to another convention, and we have a committee of the National Assembly, and then we have Joint Chiefs of Staff. We tried to help people, and we tried to do this to where it is foreign judgments of foreign associations and blah, 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 original states of the Union. People think that we are a part of the Constitution. We have nothing to do with your Constitution. This is our Constitution. This is it here. And all came from claiming the metes and bounds and seaward boundaries. Then we had Confederation Party. We moved that to the North American National Party because people thought Confederation Party, we were part of the Civil War. They didn't know that there was a Confederacy before that. We're the ones that taught that, to bringing everybody's attention to it. And once they got there, they go, "Oh well, this is the real one. The rest are corporations." It's hilarious to watch these idiots. All right. This was the last one that we did. And here's all the notes of the changes and everything that we did there. Now, it's a lot to deal with, but this is a lot of work. And here's all the office holders. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. And all these people at this time were elected in 2013. And this is when we brought in the reign of the heavens. We brought that in here to connect this to the United States of America. The United States of America is within the reign of the heavens world government sphere and is bound to uphold nation building and independence. We brought that in because that's under Jesus there, under his country. So that's why when people were claiming that I had stolen what's his name, the oneheaven.org, Frank O'Collins crap, I talked to that guy one time 40 minutes. I was with Regan Reedy on the call, and we were talking to him for 40 minutes. This was, I don't know, back in the late 2000 or like 2006 or 7. And he was spewing his crap, saying he's been creating a world thing since he was 4 years old, and all that. I wanted nothing to do with the guy. The guy was. I looked at his paperwork. It had all kinds of stupid crap in it. He had the judges making decisions, life and death decisions, and all this shit. And he was trying to replace the Vatican or something. He said this was the evil Vatican, just like they do before. This is the evil Vatican. We have the real one. We're the real Catholic Church, and that's the fake one. Same MO, same crap that they do, that Anna does through the CIA does and all that. It's just the same thing. I wanted nothing to do with him, and there is no way that I would want anything to do with his work. So, Reign of the Heavens is a country out of the Bible. It's out of the Scriptures that was translated from the Hebrew, original Paleo Hebrew, to English, and that was what came out, which was Reign of the Heavens, and it was an actual country because he claimed the metes and bounds in the paragraph before, and people didn't recognize it as a country. The CIA knows it's a country. They know that the Bible is a country building book. They know that. And then even in the next book, it says that Yahushua or Jesus went back to his original country, or went back to his country. So he had a country. But not a lot of people are going to know that because they've never built a country before. And once you've built one, and then when I said this before, once you've built a country a couple of times, you're going to recognize that. And then one guy came out and says, "Yeah, he claims he's the only one that can translate that Bible, that understands it." Just a bunch of jealous hacks is all they are. They're just jealous. That's all it is. They're jealous, and they use that. CIA uses that jealousy against them. They're just jealous. It's as simple as that. Envious, wanting to steal, whatever. They think that if I remember Anna claiming that I was supposed to be the hero. I was like, nobody's trying to be a hero here, goofball. Nobody's trying to be a hero. All we're doing is rebuilding a country so people can have their inheritance, which is a nationality and identity, and able to get mineral rights and qualify for that and start manufacturing and all that kind of shit, which threatens the Rothschilds' crap. They wanted to be manufacturers for this country, and then you become the people that put the products together and sell it. And that's it. That's what they want, so that they make all the money and you don't. It's real simple. So this was in convention on May 19th, and this was under that seal. So what we had to do was we had to bring that forward to the present time to this seal right here on the left. See these seals? These were the original. Then it went to this one. Then it went to this one, which I thought was really cool. It was a nice seal. Even a lawyer said, "Oh, under these pretty seals." She was doing that. Okay, so this is all the proof that we're talking about, that we have this. Now, what happens is, let me go ahead and close this out. Article 8th. Okay, this is our social compact. So hold on one second. Okay, here's the other one. This is our passport. International Public Notice. Passport introduced by the government of the United States of America. Not Anna. It's the government of the United States. It's the real one, okay? This is based on the right of freedom of movement, residence within the border of each state. Everyone has a right to leave a country, including his own, and return to his country. Okay, and this is our passport right here. And now we have, I think we have a passport card. We might be going back to this. There's been some current events that might change it back to this booklet. So now, when you do a resident declaration, what happens is you go into the American National Union, the ANU, which is running very well, by the way. That was the original union of 1774. This is all brought back to the present time. And we revamped it and fixed it and all that kind of stuff. It took about 2.5 years of a lot of sabotage. There were people trying to sabotage it, of course. Happens all the time, just like they're trying to do this government. But we worked through the sabotage and kicked their ass is what we do. And what happens is that you end up, what we wait on is for you to develop your education enough to be able to put your own state together. Those states are being held in trust. We got 15 of the governments already revamped, but most of them are, they're all held in trust until people claim them. So there's no way that you can claim your state through some kind of assembly unless you sign for it from us. Why? First in time, first in right. We were there first. Whether you like it or not, we were there first, and the claim was already made. You can't come in as claim jumpers. Okay? So you're toast. You got nothing. So if you've come here and you have committed some kind of crime, yes, you're screwed. Okay? You're not coming back here because we don't have time for that kind of crap. We're trying to separate from the corruption. We don't want to bring corruption here. All the rest of you that are trying to claim a nationality through the states' assemblies and all that shit, you guys are you're getting screwed. And I'm going to show you how that is in just a minute. Right now, instead of the Constitution of the United States, it's the Charter of the American Continent. We've already got, right now in this country, we have over 3,000 governments. Does that make sense? 3,000 governments pulling, getting into your pocket. Over 3,000. That's not counting the 50 state governments and we call them corporations now, and the federal corporation. That's not counting that. We're just talking about local state. Over 3,000. You think we got enough governments? Enough local municipalities? Because I'm sorry, let's double that, because you have a county government and then you have a municipality, which is 2, which is over 6,000, 6,200. That's a lot of courts. That's a lot of everything. A little bit overwhelming, wouldn't you all say? And a little bit stupid. Because the law is different in every county. If you go over here, it's different over there. It's different. There's no uniformity in it. It's all just messed up. It's all arbitrary because you have a private membership association running it, which is the American Bar Association and the International Bar, not the people. So a little bit stupid, right? So what we did was we brought in the Charter of the American Continent, which is this right here, and it encompasses the whole continent right there. So that means other countries can be members. Okay? And this was the original Union of 1781, was transferred to the Congress of the Confederation of the Nations and States in 2012, and is hereby transferred to the Charter of the American Continent in December 18, 2014. This was the original Union. Okay? The intent of the original Union was to form a continental union. The original Union was not intended to form an international United Nations, where other countries would write, vote, and decide the fate of the American continent, nor regulate its people. If the 6 other continents have the authority to decide its own fate, the American continent has the same right. Okay? So your Constitution, if you want to, per se, if you come here and go through the naturalization process, your Constitution is this Constitution here. It's the Constitution of states. You can become a member of that charter. But you already have a constitutional state, so why do you need another constitution, right? So that's why we created the charter. So the charter could never impose its laws upon, or its agreements and everything else, upon the states. So it wouldn't be a United Nations. Now, do you understand why the United Nations is so threatened right now, and why the communists are so threatened? We're doing all that. We're causing it. They're all threatened. We had 15 national governments put together in a matter of months, and they're all members of this particular charter of the American continent. They're sitting in trust right now because they couldn't get their um, elections going. Why? Because the CIA through Anna von Reitz was interfering with that. Oh no, they're remember, we're supposed to be a corporation, right? And they have the real one. That's how they go. So whenever you see that, you know it's a CIA op, a psyop, and you'll know it's Anna has something to do with it, and all the rest of the little cohorts she works with. Okay, same thing, same MO, over and over again. Uh, now that you all know that, now that's been told to you and you can understand it, see, now that won't work. So now they're going to change how they're going to steal shit. That's just how they work. It's hilarious. Fun to watch. And instead of just, why don't you just join your own country, dumbass? You know what I mean? I don't understand why they just don't join their own country and say, okay, I'm going to become a resident and I'll take my oath and affirmation and we'll just do it. Why do you have to go through all this horse shit? What are the people that you're allegiant to are giving you? What is it? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Why would you want to be subject to a pope? That could give a rat's ass about you. He could care less whether you live or die. He just wants your money. It's the only thing he's interested in. How's he going to take money in the name of God? That's how it works. Rothschilds only give a damn about if you're a consumer or not, along with they use the Rockefellers as their bitch. And why would you want to be involved in that? They're involved in drinking blood and killing babies, all kinds of stuff. I don't get it. Rather than fight it, why don't you just join the I don't get it. You get all your freedom and everything back. It's all done. You're not subject to anything other than the law of nations. And your government is, and you get a social compact, and you have a say, and you have a vote. You're just a bunch of slaves. So Anna's a slave. She always has been. She can't free you. She's private attorney or whatever for the Pope. She's got a blood oath to them. She's their slave. She has a master. There's no way she's going to be able to free you. All she's going to do is bring you back to what her master tells you to bring you back to. Okay? I'm going to show you that. Okay, this is going to be the end of the program. But I'm going to show you, when you read this one-pager 1779 Declaration, I'm going to show you what you just signed. And the arrogance that you show towards us is hilarious, because I know, oh, it must have been Anna. She's trying to make you think that you're better than everybody else. And all she's doing is saying, hey, we're not selling any clothes there, King. The king has no clothes. That's what she's doing to you. Remember we showed you in the last part where it's American nationals. The U.S. citizens are just petty little people. Oh, they don't please me. Off with their head. That's what she does to you. And you look like an idiot every time you do it. Well, you guys are nothing but this, this, and this. Then there was one other one in which she said, they said that we were some religious group committing a scam. Really? And that's coming from a Catholic? Really? A religious group creating a scam? Running a scam? And that's coming from a Catholic? Hello? What does that make you? Little Miss Blood Oath. But anyways, here you go. Declaration of Naturalization Act of July 1779. Did anybody read this? Anybody even look that up? Back in that time in 1779, the states were all independent. They only had their own. There is a Naturalization Act of 1779, but it's in Maryland. That doesn't apply to anywhere else. That's not a national act that you can use. That's just in Maryland. Okay, that's it. It's an old act that's not even enforced now. But it looked good, didn't it? When you read this, you go, wow, this is under a Naturalization Act of 1779. That must be real. And you never even looked it up. It took us a freaking 3 or 4 days to look it up, to find it. I declare that I'm an owner and operator of my vessels. Okay, now what that's going to do here is this. People are going to think that that's your boats. So you really got to stop using that my vessels as far as being your body, holding my soul because I'm I'm all light and all this horseshit. Okay, what that statement actually says, owner and operator of my vessels, that means you're owner and operator of your boats. So you must have a boat somewhere. That's what that really means. It's you that you have a ship or something and you're a ship's captain on Earth, and from the moment of my zygote first formed, give me a break. Then you go into La La Land there, together with all DNA. Have you ever seen a DNA, guys? Come on. Do you even know it exists? And all substance matter in any way associated with me and my incarnation. This is nothing more than a foreign religion of science. Okay? Durr. So you just declared yourself a science under the religion of science. Dumbass. And I further declare that I accept my divine origin and honor, right, title, and material interests I am owed. You're not owed anything. Nobody owes you shit. Nobody owes you a thing. That's the whole deal. You come in and you don't want to start creating debtors. Nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes anyone a life or owes anyone anything. That's what we're trying to tell everybody. Stop making claims against somebody else. What do you think you're going to do? You think you're going to fill out this form and all of a sudden there's just going to be this um, bank account at the end of that rainbow, and you're going to get all this money and you're going to be rich, and oh, all the people, they're welcome to be here, but they're not supposed to be here. I'm the one that's supposed to be here. What is it? Seriously? They're just playing with your ego, man. That's all they're doing, and they're manipulating the crap out of you, and you look stupid. Okay, just letting you know. Just saying. I declare under penalty of perjury. Why do you have to declare under the penalty of perjury? So you just declared under the penalty of perjury under what? Corporate laws. Under the public law of the United States of America. There's no perjury laws under that public law right here. There's no perjury law under that. That's pulling you back into where? Under the corporation. That's what that statement's trying to do. It's using this as a disguise. Okay? And from within and from without the United States and without the United States territories, of America territories. Give me a break. Okay? Remember, this was unincorporated a long time ago? Now it's a territory? Seriously? Remember back in the 2014 that was an incorporation? I reject, renounce, or remove all powers of attorney granted by me or issued under my name prior to this day. If you haven't signed a grant of a power of attorney, you don't need to renounce or reject any. It doesn't exist. I declare under penalty of perjury. Under the corporation, okay. You're going to declare it under the corporation, bylaws. And from without the United States, and remove any allegiance to any king or prince, any foreign state, foreign government, flag, or thing. Okay. I don't know what that's supposed to mean because you don't have any allegiance to anything. You didn't sign anything. Nothing. Thought you did a Declaration of Independence. That doesn't apply to this, does it? The original Declaration of Independence is not a part of this document, is it? Hello. It's a nice hello means a nice way of saying, wake up, dumbass. Under there, okay, we're back under this again. I've never knowingly and willfully voluntarily pledged myself to any incorporated entity at all, including not limited to any unincorporated church or incorporated church, synagogue, mosque, or temple. Okay. They got this thing in the patriot groups and movements against corporations, but yet the corporations that it's okay. Everything, incorporation's bad. Everything's bad. So it's all anti-capitalism is what it is. They're anti-capitalist, which makes them communists and socialist. So, and people in that movement don't see it that way. They don't see it. They don't realize that that's what's happening to them. They're being turned into communists. But yet they don't mind going to a grocery store and getting food. They don't mind buying electricity from a corporation. That's okay. They don't mind getting gas from a corporation. They don't mind buying a car from a corporation. They don't mind buying clothes from a corporation. See how it is? It's all anti-corporate or anti-fascist. It's I'm sorry. It's all anti-capitalist. So that's the CIA and Anna, through Anna and all her cohorts, pushing communism on you. That's what she's doing. You just don't see it. They under the penalty of perjury again. Okay, and none of this means anything. That I've never knowingly and willfully voluntarily pledged myself to a foreign sovereign or separate myself from my birthright political status. There's no such thing as a birthright political status, folks. It's a decision that you make. Your political views and your politics, you choose that when you're 21. Who the hell wrote this stupid crap? Okay, it, it's just there's no birthright. Well, you have a birthright to communism, or you have a birthright to socialism or fascism. Hey, that's my birthright. That's stupid. If you're dumb enough to sign this, you're dumb enough to deal with the consequences. You've done nothing. Okay. I've never knowingly or willfully pledged myself to. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, here it is. That my house is established in blank county. Okay. Well, this county right here is the municipality. You don't know the differences. And my home is established in, what's the difference between your house and your home? Seriously? It's the same damn thing. We're not going to sit here and play this stupid game of, oh, my house is different from my home, so my home's better and has more authority than my house. Blah, 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 you know. And no other presumption impersonation is allowed. What the hell's that mean? Now you're going to start telling people what's allowed, right? Now you're bringing yourself up. So what she does is the way that this is done is it brings you up into, I'm more superior than you. And people actually come out of these classes and they start talking down to us. That's hilarious, by the way. And they what they're actually doing is blowing their chance to a nationality. They don't realize it. So we, it's sad, but we kind of laugh at the same time after a while because, well, you deserve it. You have no clothes. Okay, it says, I declare under the aforementioned penalties that I'm a lawful inheritor, landlord, keeper, guardian of rightful and lawful government of this country. And this is where she's trying to get the government of the United States of America. See how that's the theft. So now she's made every one of you a thief. You're trying to steal it from the signatories that were there way before you, that are offering it to you freely. And you're coming in trying to steal it. Not good. You're a thief. And she's made you a thief through your ego. She blinded you. Acting in full right, authority, responsibility, and honor. Now always while my tenure on earth, what do you mean tenure? What kind of crap is that? Shall last. And I present the Declaration of Naturalization Act of 1779, which is what, Maryland? And place it on the public record of the blank assembly. I'm sorry, that's so stupid. Because there's no such thing. And you can't. I'm sorry. That's just so stupid. Oh, then they do the whole, this is the one that's been going on since, I think, the 90s. Notice to the principals is notice to agents. Notice to agents, notice to principals. So it makes it sound official. Then they say, is valid, true, correct, and complete in all jurisdictions of law, air, land, and sea. I'm sorry, this is hilarious. Folks, this doesn't do anything. You're not doing shit. Because there's no such thing as a declaration of the Naturalization Act of 1779. That it doesn't. No, you can't do that. There's no national one, so it doesn't apply in your state. And it may apply in Maryland, but if you can get it enforced, but that's it. But there's no declaration of the Naturalization Act. You get what I mean? They turned the Naturalization Act into a declaration, and you believed it. I'm sorry, that's just stupid. That's just completely stupid. So you've done absolutely nothing. Zero, nada, nothing. And guess what happened to you? Because I skipped something, and you probably didn't even notice. I declare my political status as an American state national. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And I didn't change this, folks. You can go get it right off the website. That's lowercase s state, lowercase s or lowercase n national. That makes you an American national within the United States and pulls you right back under the Constitution Corporation, and away you go. You see, you never went anywhere. All you did was you declared yourself a witness under penalty of perjury that it was okay for the CIA to create U.S. states within states and violate the law of nations. Uh-oh, now you just became an international criminal. You get it? You didn't go anywhere. You didn't change anything. Nothing ever happened. And you'll find that in every set of paperwork that the CIA puts out through ANA goes directly back to under the Constitution and exactly where you were when you first started. Every single time. And I'm telling you, I didn't change that. That's just the way it was. So there you go. I'm sorry to say that you've gone nowhere and you've just been put on what they call the Mecca circular. You just keep going around and around in circles because you keep believing a liar over and over and over again. And now that liar's got a big old fat lien on her. The CIA is getting ready to get a big old fat lien on them if they don't shut the fuck up and stop doing this shit. Okay? That's your warning, by the way. If y'all don't quit lying about me, I'm coming after you with freaking lawsuits and everything else, and I'll make sure your asses are lean. Stop lying about me. Go back to your own country and stop committing treason. All right? Get it? Stop killing children and stop drinking blood and all this other kind of crap. Start running drugs. I'd appreciate it if you stop putting guns in the Chicago neighborhoods so that black people end up shooting each other. I'd really appreciate that. That'd be nice. So I don't have to sit there and listen on the on the news every week that every weekend 100 people get shot and killed because of you guys, because you dropped a bunch of weapons there, because you're trying to arm your gangs so you can sell your drugs and your coke and all that crap. That's not cool, man. Rothschilds need to get out of the drug business. Start doing something right for once. Okay? Because that gets really hot where they're going. And if you join with them and keep doing what you're doing, it gets really hot where you're going too. Because I think I know the rules based on Mary Kay Baxter and what she did. Might want to look that up and read that. And if you don't believe it, good. Just a matter of time. We don't want to see you go there, but, you know, it happens. Just imagine one of his people coming to you and telling you need to repent, get on your knees. That's all we're telling you. Okay? And you need to stop lying about us, lying about me, passing rumors around, all kinds of crap. I know it's coming from you guys. I know what Jonathan started treating me like when you told him all those lies. and you know, it's nothing new. Been watching you for 10 years. Do the same thing over and over and over again. Well, it's over now, so we'll see what you come up with next. The new one. See what other kind of crap you come up with, Mr. Johnson or Mr. Smith or whatever you want to call yourself today. And but you know, I think we've leaned the government of the United States of America. We have our interest secured. You're not going to get it. If you kill us, it stays on there for 1,000 years. It can never be released. So good luck with that. Okay, buddy? Thanks for listening to the 183rd broadcast of the T-Row Show. And we'll see you next week. We do appreciate all the people. Just letting you know, we'll see you next week. We do appreciate all the people that do listen to the show. Website's going to be, I just got everything uploaded. So all I got to do is just put it out there as far as posts are concerned. So all the videos are uploaded and we're ready to get this thing back on track. And if it comes up, pardon our dust, just hit X, it'll close. You can still listen to the videos. Some people saying they were having a hard time with that. So anyways, let's see what the next thing the communists will do to try to get everybody to give up their rights and give it all to them so they can take all your crap and put you in squalor. All right. See you next week.